Hello, Feral friends. Welcome back to Feral. I'm your host, Savannah, Montana. And today I'm giving you guys a quick little checkup on my post-breast augmentation, post-boob job surgery. Okay. So today, literally today, actually today in one day, 4 weeks in a day is today. That's a lot of todays and days in one sentence. All right, let me get it together. I'm currently 4 weeks out post-boob job, officially 30 days with new tits. It's fabulous. It's wonderful. I'm having a great time. However, there are a lot of things that people did not tell me before I did this. So I'm going to give you all of those things that I didn't think about, didn't ask about, no one mentioned to me, not their fault, my fault, not a big deal. Nothing that's like a deal breaker or crazy, just some things that I would have liked to have known before going into an elective surgery. That's what we're going to get into today. And to kick off this episode, we are going to play Boob Job Bingo, okay? We're going to use me as the guinea pig. I'm going to create the board verbally and visually for you guys. Actually, not visually. I don't have a board or any stickers or anything that I'm putting together. I'm just going to play the game with you out loud for some fun. So let's kick it off. Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow. All right, so I need you to imagine that we have a classic little bingo card sitting in front of us or in our heads. I'm gonna name off the things on the bingo card, and I'm basically just gonna tell you guys if I'm guilty of this or if I'm not. And if I am, that means we put a little piece onto the bingo card because yes, it's happened. If not, then we don't. And we'll see how many we get by the end of this game. Squares, square one, Googled drop and fluff timeline. Abso-frickin-lutely I did. I think I Googled and chat GPT'd just about every single question you could possibly imagine. I reviewed other people's experiences, other reports, comments, questions. I mean, literally everything. Yes, I Googled drop and fluff. Also, my surgeon was like, I don't really know why they call it fluffing. It just means that your implant has dropped into place. That's why dropping is the term that my surgeon used. I also use the term drop, but fluff, even on like my TikTok posts and stuff, that's the terminology. I don't know why. It's just what we're saying. So drop and fluff means the exact same thing. It literally just means that your implant moved into your breast pocket before your body started forming the tissue around it to hold it in place. Okay. Too much information. Took 100 mirror pics. No, I didn't. I did take a couple before pictures, which ironically are just full nude pictures of me. And some of my girlfriends at dinner saw that. So I'm sorry in advance, ladies, or post, because it's after the fact now. But I did take a few pictures before, but not 100 mirror pics, not before and not after. Literally moments before going into surgery, the day of, I snapped a couple pictures forward, side, and side, just so I had something to compare it to. Wow, how sad in comparison. I was really deflated. But so no, took 100 mirror pics, don't get a bingo for that. Panicked, they were too big. Oh yeah. I didn't only panic that they were too big after the fact, I literally cried days in a row. But we're gonna get into that later in the episode. But yeah, panicked that they were too big. Yes, a million times yes. I will get into full detail later. Tried on 17 outfits. No, I didn't do that. I think I'm too fucking lazy to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That seems like a lot of effort and energy. And then I would have to put all my clothes back on hangers or fold them or just throw them in the laundry and wash them. And I'm out for the count on that. So tried on 17 outfits with new boobs. No, don't get a bingo slot for that. Slept like a vampire. Also, no. I haven't slept like a normal person since getting a boob job. And I don't know if that's because I'm like I live in my head kind of girl, you know, like I'm always in my head. But no, I'm not sleeping like a vampire. I'm lucky if I even sleep through the night. If I'm not even joking you when I'm saying that Will has been probably slipping them. No, he's openly giving them to me. But I think he slips extra Benadryl in my tea before I go to bed, just to make sure I sleep through the night, because I toss, I turn, I can't get comfortable. I sit up, I hug pillows. I am up through the night. The vampire sleep happened the first couple days getting off of anesthesia. Not since then. So fuck, I wish. All right. So no on that one. Overanalyzed nipple placement. No. One was always bigger than the other, so I wasn't really expecting anything crazy, but they will fix that for you. They put a bigger implant in your smaller boob and a smaller implant in your bigger boob. But are my nipples a little bit off? Probably. But I don't even notice it if they are. So no, I'm not overanalyzing that by any means. No bingo on that one. Compared to Instagram models. Oh my gosh, yes. So after getting the boob job, I think I'm like the biggest pervert now. I really am. I look at everybody's boobs. It doesn't matter if they're in a t-shirt or a tank top or a bathing suit. I'm like, I wonder if those are fake. Well, those are definitely fake. No, those are probably real. And then I'm like, oh no, oh God, do I miss being flat chested? Because a lot of times I do, at least 3 times a day. I'm like, damn, I should have just been happy with the way that I was. No, but yes, compared to Instagram models or just even Googling people on the internet that you're like, oh, nice boobs, nice body. And then I would literally have analyzed other people's bodies and I'm like, oh, I wonder if those are real or if they're fake, but they look fantastic either way. So yeah, comparing your body to people on social media or famous people or models or anything, guilty as fucking charged. Okay. Touched them every 5 minutes. No, but you're supposed to. You literally post boob job. It's your job to be massaging your boobs literally all day, every day. I'm not exaggerating when I say my doctor had me, I have to massage, do my stretches, and push my boobs together for like a minute at a time, every hour on the hour, every single day for like the first, I'm probably supposed to still be doing that. And I'm not. And now my surgeon's gonna be like, Savannah, you're dropping the ball. But literally you're touching your boobs all the time because you have to. So no, touching them every 5 minutes, I wasn't, because I knew every hour I would literally have to do like this little routine. But yeah, so no on the bingo card there. And lastly on the bingo card, said they look weird at least once. I'm sure that I did, but I never really, the only time that they looked weird was right after surgery because everything is so swollen and you have to wear this band across the top to push the implants down so you get that natural slope, that natural look, unless you want like the big fake cone look where they just sit up super high and they're like perky and pointy and round, and like some people like that look. I wanted the more natural route, plus I had so much excess skin to fill out from previously having big boobs. So I was like, give me the natural. I don't want these things to look crazy. So if I did say they look weird, it was probably a couple days right after the surgery because they're literally like pointed out sideways and swollen and puffy and pretty gross. But other than that, that's that. So if you got 5 in a row on your bingo card, congratulations. You're as unstable as me and I love you for it. So thank you for playing Boob Job Bingo with me. All right, week 1, I'm gonna go through some of the steps that I experienced and just moments of time and little things that happened for me in this process. So week 1, let's start at the very beginning, the anesthesia hangover. I have never before this experience been under anesthesia. So I had zero idea on how I was going to respond, how I was going to act. You guys know, if you watched the pre-boob job episode, that I was pretty freaked out about going under anesthesia. So I consciously had to talk myself out of it. I was fine. I was freezing literally right after getting out of surgery. I was so tired. I was like not awake. My nurse kept trying to open my eyes for me. She's like, try opening your eyes, try opening your eyes. And it's so bright in there that you're literally like, oh my God, what? Open my eyes right now. I can't even think straight. And I was so freaking cold that they literally handed me this hose that was right next to my bedside. Literally a hose, like a white, goofy looking hose, stuck it underneath my blanket, layered me in blankets to the point, like if you guys saw me on social media, I was like a cocoon. I was so cold and I was just like, oh my, everything to me was that little hose of heat. Loved it. Getting home after being on anesthesia, my mom and Will were both with me in the hospital. My mom and Will were both with me in the hospital once I got out of surgery, and then my mom hung out with me for the next couple days after that. Will was also home with me after the surgery. So I was just kind of out of it. I was kind of loopy. I would just, but I was feeling pretty groovy. I wasn't feeling groovy like I was when the anesthesiologist gave me that little shot of margarita, the little half shot, which was fantastic. If you could bottle that up or like make it in candy form, I would be a candy addict and I would eat it every single day, because that, whatever the anesthesiologist gave me was chef's kiss. Give me 14 of them right now. Yeah, I felt like $1 million before I went into my surgery. So going under anesthesia or being worried or freaked out about anything flew out the window moments after having that little injection. That's just a little sidebar. But being home, yeah, I would say the first 3 days, you're like super just out of it. You're on painkillers. They put me on hydrocodone. It was like a super low dosage. It wasn't anything crazy. But the first 3 days are probably the most uncomfortable. And you're kind of just, I don't know, getting used to your body. And then it's fine from there. When I first looked down at my chest, everything is super swollen, remember? So I was like, holy shit. I wasn't scared. I wasn't freaked out. I wasn't excited. I was just like, oh my gosh, I have boobs again. Like, it's been so many years I have boobs. That was my first initial reaction when I looked down at my chest for the first time. Yes, it's very uncomfortable in the sense, it's not very uncomfortable. It's just tight. It's just pressure. Like, you just put a foreign object into your body. So you're just kind of getting used to it, but not super painful, nothing intolerable by any means. I think literally day 6, I was already putting on hoodies. And some people in my comments were like, I can't believe that you're putting on a hoodie. I can't imagine anything worse. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. Everybody's experience is different. You can get your incisions in different places. I was feeling fine. I mean, and everyone said that. Nobody scared me and was like, it's going to be so much pain, the recovery time, going underneath the muscle, doing this, doing that. Everyone pretty much said it's kind of a cakewalk, and they're pretty much right on the money. It really just feels like your actual boobs feel tight in pressure in your chest, but it kind of just honestly feels like you worked out chest really hard the week before, and you're just sore for the next 5 or 6 days. Mostly. That's when you're going to feel everything the most. The first week for everything was obviously the most intense. And by intense, I mean, I was walking around. I was actually doing too much, which that probably had something to do with the hydrocodone in my system. But I was taking it too far. My mom was like, you need to sit down. You need to stop. Even Will was like, what are you doing? Knock it off. You're going to hurt yourself or do something wrong. They kind of look like they're going to explode, but just remember, it's just swelling. It's mostly swelling. I had to really burn that into my brain week 2, and we're going to get into that in a second. But just remember, it's extreme swelling. The first initial, vision that you see in the mirror is not what they're going to look like. I'm only 4 weeks in, and they're still not going to look as big as they are right now. And they've significantly gone down. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. I was a victim of sleeping upright. No, I chose to sleep upright. What I even did the first night, I made myself a little cocoon. So I put 2 pillows, I have king size pillows, 2 pillows on each side of me and 1 pillow behind me. And I made this little pillow sleeve, little pillow fort for myself so that I literally couldn't move, but I was comfortable enough that I could sleep on my back, because I'm not a back sleeper. I'm not even a side sleeper. I'm a belly sleeper. I have not slept on my belly since having my boobs done, which is probably a big indicator of why I'm not sleeping so well, because I'm usually sprawled out. Like, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, 1 under the pillow, 1 right here, super happy, 1 long leg down, and then the other one 90-degree angle, just fucking sprawled. You know what I'm saying? That's how I sleep. Can't sleep like that. Not yet. I know I will be able to sleep on my boobs eventually. And the internet has warned me that it's going to feel weird at first. I'm ready for the weird. I'm so ready for getting weird with my bed and my pillow and being able to sleep on my belly again. But that's a story for another time. So yeah, sleeping upright, I did because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. The first couple nights were fine. Again, I was on pain meds and all of my anti-nerve meds and yada yada. So the first week for sleep was pretty okay, even coming off of anesthesia the first couple days. But I want to say probably day 4, I started sleeping upright. Literally put a pillow up against my headboard and slept like this. like a freaking weirdo zombie because I was so uncomfortable and I couldn't. My boob, when I would lay down, I almost forgot about this. When I would lay down, I would be fine during the day and everything was good as long as I was sitting upright. The second that I would lay flat on my back at nighttime, they would swell. They would get super warm. They would turn pink and they would swell because I'm laying flat. So all of the blood is rushing to them. And that's why I started sitting upright when I would sleep, because it would calm them down and it would be way more comfortable for me to actually sit up against my headboard to try to get some sleep. And then that moved into belly hugging my king size pillow and like literally sleeping on my face like this, sitting up. Like imagine like this, just dead to the world. It was quite the experience, the sitting upright, or sleeping upright, excuse me, but you'll get through it. Every once in a while, I still sit up in the middle of the night, but that's because I'm pissed off because I can't sleep, not because my boobs hurt. By any means. And also the like pushing yourself out of bed thing that everybody talks about, it might be difficult for more people than it was for me, but I just used my core. I didn't really use my arms. Like I would hold myself up enough, but luckily, and I even said this to Will, I was like, thank God I have some sort of core muscle, because as you guys know, I work out quite a bit. It made it easier for me to move around in and out of bed. What I do notice now, and I'm in week 4, like laying back and reaching my hands above my head, that is an uncomfortable feeling. I just went to the gym for the first time today to stretch and walk on a treadmill after 4 weeks, 30 days. And so I'm excited to be able to give myself more mobility and like the range of stretching that I can do so that when I'm ready to work out and I'm cleared to work out again, I can actually function and not start from scratch. Like I'm slowly building. To be honest with you, when it comes to like the dependency and like help from others, or like my mom was with me, Will was with me, for a person like me, like someone who can't ask for help or ask for anything, for those of you who are like me that are listening, there wasn't like a big emotional toll, I wouldn't say, because I just still was my motherfucking self and not asking for help. So don't do that. Don't be like me. Instead of getting up off the couch to go get yourself something, just ask for it, because you really don't want to hurt yourself or like trip on something and go to catch yourself and just stress your body out. It really is. I know sometimes it's difficult for us to ask for things and get help from our family or our significant others, but they're there to help you post-op. So lean on them, even if you're a hard pain in the ass bitch like me. Just lean on them. That's what they're there for. You'll make it more emotionally tough on yourself than you need to, but I'm only reflecting on that now because I know that it's a common question. And just be a big freaking baby. And actually, pro tip, one of my girlfriends, Danielle, shout out to her. You guys have seen her on the show. She was like, milk it, dude, milk it. She's like, you're gonna be fine and you're gonna feel fine and you're gonna wanna do everything. Guilty, guilty, guilty. She was right about everything. Milk it though. Like milk it as long as you can. Because like watching Will unload the dishwasher was, it's like, wow, so you can do it. You can do it, you know? And then loading the dishwasher, I'm like, you're speaking my language, sugar. Why don't you go load that dishwasher again? Now I'm getting weird about dishes. No, but seriously, milk it. Milk your family helping you, milk your significant other helping you. Also, they get to help you on the post-boob job massaging, which obviously Will was a huge fan of, is a huge fan of. He randomly will be in a conversation and he'll just grab my boob and start massaging the implant. So yes, there are a lot of like fun little perks. So just take your time, enjoy it. Also acknowledge the fact this was hard for me. And I'm actually, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I've gone into a little bit of a depression because of not being able to go to the gym and just not getting the exercise I need. When I exercise, it's more so for my mind than it is for my body. That's what it is for me. So prepare yourself for that in advance if you have to stop doing normal activities or regular day-to-day routine things that you love or like or that just keep you sane. I wish I would have paid more attention to that. I didn't think it was going to be as difficult for me as it is. But yeah, the first 4 weeks of not seeing a gym and not having any sort of exercise was really difficult for me mentally. Prepare yourself for that if you're going in, and just don't overthink it. Don't stress yourself out. The 4 weeks flies by. Honestly, it really does. All right, week 2. I'm just gonna say it and just kick it off and get it started. The swelling, the infamous they look too big panic moment was insane for me. I'm not even exaggerating to you guys. I cried every single time I would look in the mirror, that I would just avoid going into my closet because I didn't want to look in a mirror. We would be getting ready to go somewhere, go to dinner, go see somebody, go whatever, and I'm getting dressed and I would cry. Like little tears would just drip down my makeup. And Will's like, oh my God, what's wrong? What's the problem? I'm like, I look like a baby prostitute. Like literally, oh my God, because they're so big and you're looking at them. They're swollen, okay? Chill. We're going to chill together, okay? They're just swollen. So I literally every day was like, I can't stand the way that I look at my body. I hate the way I look. And you guys know me, I don't like the word hate, the H word. I don't even like to use it or say it or it be in my vicinity. And every single day I would cry looking at my body, thinking that I made the biggest mistake of my life, to the point where I started looking up like, how much is it to get implants taken out? How much is this going to cost me? What if I'm not happy with my surgery? What do I do? I was full freaking nut job panic mode, like pissed off, upset, crying every single day. Week 2. Week 2 was brutal. I think it was more brutal for me, but it was probably equally as brutal for Will because he had to deal with it. Also, as I just mentioned briefly, literally 3 days after my surgery, I went to lunch with 2 of our best friends and then also went to a girls' dinner that night, 3 days after surgery. So if that tells you anything about the pain threshold or how not big of a deal this kind of surgery is, let that sink in. I was full, like, maybe I shouldn't have been. I probably shouldn't have been. Like I said, I've never been under surgery, never gone under anesthesia, knock on wood that I would ever have to. This was an elective surgery that I chose to do cosmetically, but I was fine. I was literally just doing the damn thing. So if you're freaked out because you think you're going to be held back from normal life, your day-to-day activities, besides like physical strength, you can't lift more than a jug of milk, is what they say. Nothing more than 10 pounds. So yeah, exercise is out the window, but sitting at a table, stuffing your face is certainly not out of the question. Ooh, also, just to touch on week 1, I ordered so much junk food. It's embarrassing. It should be against the law. My kitchen looked like I was 16 and a half when I was 170 pounds with triple Ds, okay? I was eating everything and anything that I wanted and I didn't care. Also bad for not being able to work out for 12 weeks, right? So that was dumb. But, if you want to indulge like I did, just go right ahead. Back to week 2. You really start to obsess over the fluff drop phase. I'm like, when are they going to drop? When are they going to drop? When are they going to drop? I also, advised by my surgeon, I wore my band to push my implants down for the first 2 weeks. I think I stopped wearing it around 10 days, 9 or 10 days, literally 24 hours around the clock, all day, all night. I slept in it. Usually, I think it's like the first 5 days they have you wear it. He had me wear it longer because of the placement of my implants and also because of the look that I wanted. So that's probably going to vary based on you and what your surgeon advises. But week 2, I was like, when are they going to drop? When are they going to drop? When are they going to drop? They're going to fully drop after a year. And all your swelling will be gone after a year. Significant swelling will be gone within 3 months. You'll really start to see what they're going to look like in 6 months. 3 to 6 months. I'm in 4 weeks, okay? So don't freak out, don't cry, don't make yourself hysterical, don't obsess over placement or dropping or anything like that because it is a process. Your body just put something totally random and unknown in it and it's trying to kill it. That's why it's forming a pocket around it because it's actually trying to kill that thing. It's like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be here. No, we want you here. We invited you in, okay? It's going to heal. It's going to build around that eventually. And I think it's actually the first 3 to 4 weeks. So my pocket should be fully developed at this point, which is great. I wasn't big into comparing myself to other people's healing journeys. Not something that really dawned on me is something that I thought was necessary. So I just didn't do that. If people want to do that, by all means, but I think it's kind of dumb as fuck actually, because everybody's body is different. So comparing yourself to somebody else's healing journey is probably going to give you inaccurate information and it's just going to confuse you. So just pay attention to your body. That's what I did. And I had no problems. I was actually blown away at the scarring. Literally after they took my sutures out, which I think was week 2. Yeah, it was week 2. I went in for my next checkup, which I saw the doctor 3 times within the first 2 weeks of being post-op. Amazing. The care, the nurses, my surgeon, his wife, I mean, everything amazing. They're so there for you. Thank God. 2 weeks, they took out my sutures and I literally couldn't even see the incisions after 2 weeks. And your scars are still healing. You don't even start doing scar treatment until week 3. And I literally couldn't even barely see the incisions once they took my sutures out. I couldn't believe it. My biggest fear was scars. Not my biggest fear. My biggest fear was anesthesia. But of course, you don't want crazy scars afterwards. So he said, no, don't even start doing scar treatment until week 3. A week after they took out my sutures, I wasn't even doing scar treatment. So I literally just started doing that last week. And you couldn't freaking see them even before I started. So worth every penny. Find the right surgeon. Pay for a good boob job. Don't overfreak yourself out either in week 2 because you're just getting used to your body and like the week 2 results are just, they're not realistic. So don't panic. Or if you're loving week 2, maybe, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. You're probably going to go back and get bigger boobs if you're stoked during week 2 because a lot of it is inflammation. So just full transparency there. Pause. But I wasn't Googling shit at 2 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep or anything crazy. I was not over analyzing too much in the middle of the night, mostly just crying my eyes out during the day. And 2, again, your body's going through so many changes. I'm coming from a person who had not had surgery prior to this. Nobody told me the mood swings and your body's getting used to something and the inflammation and the swelling and all that stuff. It's such an exciting time that everybody wants to tell you the positive parts. People did tell me the hard parts too, just there was a lot more of them that I didn't realize. And maybe that was just my experience. Maybe other people didn't have that experience and it was just more of a me thing. But holy shit, the moodiness in week 2 was next to none. I was a moody bitch. I was an emotional bitch. I wasn't even an emotional bitch. I was like emotional cry sack. I was just really emo. So, but week 3 gets better. So let's get into it. Week 3, you're really starting to regain control. Okay. You're 2 weeks out. You feel normal. You're getting your energy back. Everything starts to seem pretty go with the flow. The swelling starts to go down more. So you get a better idea. You get comfortable wearing your clothes. Also, another thing, I was shocked that all of my clothes still fit. Full disclaimer, full alert, full disclosure, whatever you want it to be. Don't go buy a bunch of freaking clothes. Don't do that. Most of your, well, I guess it depends on how big of implants that you get. All of my stuff still fits. Some stuff looks different now, obviously, because I would show you guys if I could. I mean, this is a tank top that I'm wearing right now. And they look crazy. They even look big on camera. They don't look like that in real life. I mean, they look great in real life, but this is the same tank top that I've always worn. The sports bra that I have underneath this is the same sports bra that I was wearing before I got my boobs done. It's tighter, obviously, because I have boobs to fill it out, but it's still doing its job. Actually, my surgeon would kill me right now. He probably doesn't even want me wearing a sports bra that has this much support because it's pushing those implants up. See, I'm on the naughty list already, you guys. But don't go buy a bunch of new clothes. You don't know how anything is going to fit. You might like the way things fit better, so don't throw them away. You might realize some things are too small or they're still big and comfy, whatever. Do not shoot yourself in the foot and go buy a whole new wardrobe because you got a boob job. Wait until everything sets into place. I bought some stuff for the surgery and I didn't wear half of it. Like this I bought for the surgery, the zipper sweater, because you're not supposed to wear a hoodie, but my dumbass started wearing hoodies in the first week. So maybe I'm not the pillar of advice to take, but yeah, don't do that. Week 3 definitely became the first week that I actually liked what I was looking like because a big chunk of the swelling started to go down and you can actually see what your boobs are looking like. And you kind of like have a new attitude. You're like, this is what I look like. Your significant other is going to be horny as fuck, okay? They're just gonna see you. I would shock the shit out of, well, he's probably gonna kill me for saying this, but we call it Feral Podcast for a reason, okay? Because she's feral. I would shock him, like getting out of the shower or doing anything. He's like, oh, like I'm still, forget that you have boobs now. So yeah, I really, you walk around, you have like a new confidence. I started feeling like a girl again, like a woman again. So I was like, wow, I have boobs. They're still swollen. They still seem big to me. So I keep telling myself that they're more swollen, but they look way better than they did week 2 and especially week 1. So now I actually like them and am thinking, okay, maybe calm down. We're not going to go get them taken out and spend a bunch more money and do something stupid. Okay. They set in and there's a process to this. So week 3, you start to feel way more comfortable, not just with like household chores and like things that you're doing around the house, working, you're not working out, but you feel good. You feel like yourself, you feel like you can function and you're more comfortable. That is also when I introduced side sleeping. So week 3, I gave one of my pillows back to my fiance so that he could have his 2 pillows back. I actually gave him a different pillow, but that's a whole nother story. We won't get into that. And then I started side sleeping week 3. So that's when I took my little pillow fort and had my back pillow and then my side pillow, and I would kind of just hug my pillow. So I had extra support to hold myself up, and I would keep my arm underneath my pillow and underneath my boob to keep it kind of in place. And then I would whip my leg around the other side of my pillow and kind of like spoon my pillow, if that makes sense. Sleep started to get better, and then you kind of like, you go back and forth, but I would really just lean on one side. Also, I forgot to tell you guys about this. Shoot. Didn't even think about nerve damage. I shouldn't say nerve damage. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. There's a word for it actually, and I'm drawing a blank because I learned about this because I have it. It starts with an A. I don't remember. But anyways, on my left boob in the upper right pocket of the like corner of the muscle where they basically fillet open that muscle. Before I even tell you this, don't go on the internet and watch videos of what a boob job is before you get one. I am post-boob job and I still haven't watched one. I've worked for plastic surgeons before and I don't remember any of this, but if you actually go on the internet and look at what they're gonna do to your body, you'll probably change your mind. I'm 4 weeks out and I still haven't even done that because it's gonna make it seem much crazier of a process than it is. He gave me like an hour and 20 minutes or 45 to an hour and 20 minutes of how long surgery was going to take. And I was literally out of surgery in 90 minutes. Okay. So that's how fast this procedure is. It's literally the most common procedure in the world. So don't go in. Every surgeon does things differently, but don't go watching videos and cams and stuff like that because you're probably going to gross yourself out and freak yourself out. And I didn't do that before and I'm not doing it after. Maybe down the line I would, but I already know that I want to have them redone because I knew that before getting them done the first time. I'm going to go in for a lift and smaller implants once I have children. But I just did the under the muscle silicone, the Motiva silicone this time, and I had a lot to fill. So I literally told my surgeon, go as small as you possibly can. As small as you possibly can. When he told me the CCs, I freaked out. He went smaller. Thank God. I had nerve issues, which is the word that I can't think of. There's a special word for it. And to massage my left boob, which is the smaller one, I couldn't even touch it. Even if I like grazed the top of my skin to get under that implant and massage it, I literally was like, don't touch it, can't touch it. If Will would even touch it, I would freak out. I'm like, oh my God, that's so much pain. And then I went on the internet, which we know I'm not supposed to do. Then I went on the internet and it's like weeks, months, years that you can have this. So then I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't deal with this for the rest of my life. What am I gonna do? Oh, now it's too late and I have all this pain. It's not a big deal. It's already pretty much gone and I'm in 4 weeks, so. Not the end of the world. It gets better. They also give you special medication for nerve pain that you can refill, I think, as much as you want the first year that you have your boobs done. So there's that. Don't panic if you have nerve issues. Ooh, this is a fun one. This is a real fun one. Super sensitive nipples. I don't think I have felt my nipples in probably 10 years. Zero exaggeration. After getting implants, full effect. All the feeling in my nipples has come back. It's fantastic. Zero complaining on my end. I'm a big freaking fan. It's great for Will. It's great for me. It's great for sex. Love it. So if you're a person who can't feel their nipples anymore or doesn't have sensitive nipples or wants sensitive nipples, consider getting your boobs done because all the freaking sensitivity comes back. You can feel everything. It's fantastic. Love it. Now I'm in week 4 and I feel decent. I feel pretty normal. It still takes some getting used to see yourself in the mirror because you look different. Something is there that wasn't there for a very long time, or maybe it wasn't ever there before. So it does take some getting used to, but it's really mostly positive. Now that I am a day out of week 4, I went to the gym for the first time today. So that has been fabulous. I literally just stretched and walked on the treadmill, but it made all the difference in the world. That boosted my confidence to know that I'm actually able to start doing even the bare minimum, but that's just my personality type. So if you're a gym goer, you're gonna love week 4. You can go sooner. I waited the full time because I know myself, I will push it and then I'll do something that I'll hurt myself or I'll fuck up an implant and then I'm gonna end myself up right back in that ops room. And they're gonna have to go in and deal with a contracture or cut something out or replace the implant. And I'm just not, that would be stupid. I know myself too well. So I took the full 4 weeks. I probably could have pushed it and started walking on a treadmill in week 3, but I didn't do that, just for full precaution. It is quite a bit of a mental adjustment just because things are different now, you know, but it's positive. Week 4, you start to feel good. You're really settling in. You're noticing little changes. Now I'm in full blown, buy the silicone strips and literally just stick them on. I have them on right now. Minimum 12 hours a day. I wear mine 24 hours around the clock. You can reuse them. I think 1 pack lasts like 2 months. They're reusable, so you just shower, you can put them back on. I like alternate them so that they're not getting used too much, but they work wonders. My scars are basically already in line with my skin. I was really worried about keloiding because I have keloided in the past and my scars are not keloid. You literally, I wish I could show you guys because you can't even freaking see them there. It's wild. I was blown away at how well done that is. Another thing, because of how well done they are, I really have to give it to my surgeon, who I actually think is going to come on the show. So you guys will get to meet him and we'll get to ask him all the burning questions. So if you do have questions about plastic surgery, boob jobs, any kind of plastic surgery at all, he does it all. Send me your questions. Now would be the time to send me your questions at savannahmontana.com to the Ask Me Anything because he's going to come on the show. And then if I have all your questions in advance, he'll literally answer them for you in real time. But yes, there is a range of surgeons that you could go to. You can go meet with them. I highly suggest going to at least 3 surgeons to compare to see who you like, the facilities, what they offer, what their costs are. Boob jobs can be a range of prices, a range. So I know people who have gotten boob jobs for $4,500. I have friends who have gotten them done for $7,500. Mine cost $12,000. Yes, it's a bit of a jump compared to some surgeons. At the end of the day, the money, and I went into this without any questions on cost. I met different surgeons. I went in for consultations. The pricing did not make any difference for me. I chose my surgeon for my surgeon. I met his entire staff. I went to his facility. I saw the operation room. I did all that and I met him more than once before I made the decision to choose my surgeon. So pricing had nothing to do with me. My decision, pricing was the last thing on my list. This is my body at the end of the day. Like, please don't fuck it up. Take care of it like I would take care of it, except I'm not a freaking plastic surgeon. So you're going to do a better job than me. I highly advise taking money off the table if you're going to do some sort of cosmetic surgery, whether it's a nose job, a facelift, boob job. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you can get done. Go with the person that's going to make you feel the safest and the most comfortable and actually go in and look at their work. There is a catalog that you can look at it for every single plastic surgeon, and they literally post all of their work and all of their procedures on that website so you can see the before pictures and the after pictures of what you want. But ultimately, for me, it came down to a feeling who I trusted, who I believed in, who I liked their work, I liked their staff, I liked the facility, everything was clean, go based off of those things and their work and how they make you feel. At the end of the day, you're going under surgery by choice, not because you have to. So pick the person that you trust. Money should not be an object going into this. And it wasn't for me. So, and there's surgeons that cost more than that. It really, really just depends on what you're going into it for. I didn't allow price to be a thing for mine. And rack up the points on your card, baby. Why not? And honestly, to be completely transparent, probably the worst time to do a boob job, because within the 4 weeks of having a boob job, I also have to buy a wedding dress, which I was not factoring in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just bought a $12,000 boob job. And now I have to buy, I'm not even going to tell you how much my dress costs. That was dumb. It was silly. Also, what I was planning on doing before I even made the decision to get a boob job, because this was after the fact, and this was largely based around the timing of trying on wedding dresses. If you're going in for a boob job and you haven't had one yet, my original plan was to get it done right before the holidays, because I'm usually not on my game with my workout schedule during the holidays, and we're traveling and there's family and there's parties and we're eating and doing all the things. Pro tip, that was my original plan. Didn't stick to it. Surprising. Get your boob job done, or any kind of plastic surgery done right before the holidays. No, not any kind. Maybe not a nose job if you want to hang out with everybody. If you want to avoid your family like the Black Plague for the holidays and you're getting a nose job, do it right before, for sure. But boobs, you literally just hang around and eat all day anyways and just do nothing, because you can't lift, you can't work out, you can't pick things, like you're just kind of there. So do it before the holidays, because at least the time will fly by and you'll just be hanging. That's what I was originally going to do. And that's what I would still do. So think about that when you're planning, when you're picking your date or what they have available on their calendar. Another thing that I noticed just post-op was how itchy my skin was. I was super itchy after anesthesia, and then randomly itchy throughout the process of healing in the first few weeks. So know that it's not any kind of like crazy irritation by any means, but your skin does get itchy. I don't know if that was just a me thing or if that's normal, but I imagine it's pretty normal. And my posture, now that I have boobs, looking in the mirror, I already had poor posture before. Now that I have this nice little section of my body, it shows so much more. So going into it, know that if you have poor posture before, you're gonna still have poor posture after, and it's gonna be way more noticeable. Like, I'm literally such a slouch. I have to, I need to get that bra that makes you sit like a freaking stick figure. You know what I mean? Because no, it's not a good situation. And I think it's normal to go through the body crisis thing. Like I said, I went back and forth. I cried. I wanted to get rid of them. I thought I made a huge mistake. I looked at several other photos. I still do at least every day, or see like somebody on a TV show or in a movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have just kept no boobs because I could wear whatever I want. And then I'm like, I'm Savana. I'm still going to wear whatever I want. So now I just have something to fill out my clothes, essentially. So just don't overthink it. Don't get in your head. Don't freak yourself out. All in all, it's the most common surgery in the world. Worldwide, the #1 most common surgery is a breast augmentation. So you're going to find somebody that's going to fit what you're looking for throughout your surgery process, and you're going to enjoy it. But these are like the hoops that I didn't see coming before they came. And I'm sure there's still like 1,000 more that I could give you, but we're running out of time this evening. So, or this morning or this afternoon or whatever time it is that you're listening to this episode. But it's really, after the first month coming from me, because I'm at the first month right now, it's a good situation. Like, I'm happy that I did it. It's been a wild ride. It's taught me a lot about myself, how much I overanalyze things and freak out and get too emotional and, get in my own head. But challenge yourself to slow down, process it, and remember that the healing journey is a process. So you will get used to it, and things really start to change and look different, especially in the first month. I can't wait to see what they look like in 90 days, because that's really going to give me a better idea. 6 months is probably going to be ideal. 1 year, 100% of the swelling is gone. I just didn't know that stuff going in. But I know it now. So I'm here to tell you. Before I wrap up here, I'm going to get to a couple of your guys' questions about the surgery. I wish that I could show you. Honestly, I wish I could. I'm trying to look at the camera to see what you guys can see. The camera really does add 10 pounds, doesn't it? Because they look much more insane here than they do when I look down like that. But it's a good situation. Let's see. I'm trying to get them a good angle, but it's literally right in front of my... I'm trying to adjust this so you guys can still hear me on the mic, but also see that this is what they look like now. They look way bigger on camera than they do in real life, I swear. Unless they look like that in real life, then I'm going to like freak out a little bit. But just still swollen, still tight, still have to massage them all the time, but just have boobs again. Like this is a fitted tank top. So if I showed you my sports bra right now, you'd be like, holy crap, they look. But this is the same sports bra that I had. Literally didn't buy any new sports bras before. And I was so happy when I started trying on my sports bras in week 3 that I was like, holy shit, everything still fits. Are they tighter and snugger? Yes, because there's more to fill them out, but I can actually still get them on. Whether I wear them to the gym or not, they're not so big that they don't fit. And for reference, all of my sports bras are an extra small. So they're like super tight. You know, I had nothing to hold in before, and I can get them around these things. So that made me come like down so much and just be at peace for a little while once I started doing that. So that one made me feel a lot better. I probably should have worn a more light colored fitted shirt for you guys so that you could have a better idea, but I didn't. So I apologize. All right, just a couple of you guys sent in questions, but specifically for this. So I'll get through these juicy ones real quick for you. Did you regret it immediately? Yes, I regretted it immediately. Like I told you guys, I cried and cried and cried. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do to myself? What did I do to my body? Who do I think I am? This was horrible. Yes, I immediately regretted it. But that regret goes away. Stick with it. Don't freak yourself out as much as I did. It gets better. It gets better every single week and every single month. So did I regret it immediately? Yes. Have I changed my mind since? Yes. Did your fiance treat you differently after? I don't really know the context of your question, but in plain, no. Like he didn't care one way or the other if I did it. It was solely my choice. It had absolutely nothing to do with him. Like I've talked to you guys before, don't do this for someone else. Definitely don't do it for a man, but absolutely not a single other soul should be a deciding factor in you changing your body at all. This was solely my choice. He's only treated me different in a positive way because he's like, hell yeah, dude. You've never had boobs like that before, you know? So has he treated me different? Yes, but in a positive way. In a negative way, no. There hasn't been any. It was solely my decision. He helped me through the week 2 cry fest that I had and was like, Savannah, we've talked about this. You're freaking yourself out. Listen to your doctor. He told you this was going to happen. He told you this is a thing. Talk to your friends. This is normal. You're overstimulating yourself at this point. So he was super supportive, but didn't treat me differently in a negative way. It's definitely a plus inside of a monogamous heterosexual relationship. And I'm sure in any other kind of sexual relationship, but you hopefully are getting positive feedback. And if they're not giving positive feedback about your body, then fuck that person, partner or not. I love this question because I was actually worried about myself. Do they feel fake during sex? No, they do not feel fake during sex. They actually don't feel, especially after the first month, they've already softened so much. The more you massage them, the softer they get. And you want to make sure to do that in the first 2 to 3 weeks, especially, but the first 3 months altogether, because the more that you massage that implant into place and move your breast tissue around and soften that muscle, the more natural they feel. They don't feel fake during sex though. The beginning, I would say, I don't know, week 2, your boobs are going to be hard for a while. I'm impressed at, like, I know that they're still hard and they still get tight and they fluctuate. Like sometimes if they get too warm, like in a hot shower, they get tighter because they get more swollen from the heat, but they don't feel fake. Like they feel fake in those moments because they swell and they get tight and hard, but just keep massaging them. It gets normal. Also stay away from the sun. I'm a big sun person. Don't expose your scars to sun for the first year because that will make them turn dark purple or dark pink, and you don't want that. You want them to match your skin tone, so you can buy silicone cream that actually has SPF in it, or the stickers, like I'm telling you, the tabs that you literally just, they're like 2 inches by 1 inch and they fit right over your sutures. You can also get SPF ones of those, but for the love of God and everything that is holy, do not expose your scars to sun because you don't want big noticeable scars, no matter where you get them. I got mine underneath the boob. You can do areola implants, or you can do underneath your armpit. Wherever you get them, just protect your scars and keep them out of the sun. Pro tip. But also, yes, if you get hot easily, that's why they don't recommend exercise, saunas, swimming pools, hot tubs, steam rooms. Stay out of the heat because you're ventilating all of that. So that will make them swell, will give you that tightness, will give you that fake feel. And if you don't want that, especially during sex, then stay away from the heat because that is probably gonna stress them out and give you that effect that you're not looking for. So question numero 4. What if I hate them after surgery? I did. I didn't like mine after surgery at all. I didn't like, the first week they're so swollen, you don't even look at them and you're all, you're wearing your band and everything. But week 2 was like super duper freak out. Yeah, no, I did not like them at all after surgery. Give it time. Don't freak out. Don't go to your surgeon and say, I want them taken out. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I asked for. Don't freak out. It can all change. And also you can get this redone, but you don't need to. If you don't like them immediately, let the process continue and also don't get hung up on the CCs. Like I got really hung up on the CCs because I was like, no, don't put too much in because I want as small as I can possibly go. If you have extreme weight loss or just skin and you're not doing a lift, your surgeon is going to know how much to put in and they're going to test out implants while you're under to give you the look that you want. That's why it's important to choose the picture that you like because they're going to give you as close to the picture as they possibly can that you want your boobs to look like. So don't get hung up on the CCs that they're putting in. I had quite a bit of excess skin. I was a triple D plus. I was falling out of a triple D bra when I was 170 pounds. I had a lot of boobs, so I have a lot of excess skin. They're nowhere near that size now, but they had to put in X amount of CCs in order to fill the breast tissue that I already had so that it doesn't look like rocks and socks, because that's not what you want to wake up with. You would rather wake up with something that looks normal and full, right? So don't freak out if you don't like them at first. Let the process go and see how you feel and just keep communicating with your surgeon. I can text my surgeon literally 24/7. He'll jump on a Zoom call with me. I can drive to his office. He's super close to, communicate with your surgeon and your nurses and just don't freak yourself out. But if you don't like it months down the road, I'm not in that experience yet, so I can't give you advice there, but it is reversible. It's not a permanent thing, but just don't go to that place in your head. It's not necessary. Are they obvious in tight clothing? Well, this is literally a tight tank top. And I noticed that I have boobs now as where I didn't before. So there's that, but it depends on how big your boobs are. If you want super small, if you want super big, if you want natural looking, it's, you notice that you have boobs now, but every single one of my friends, and by the way, I've sent all my friends nudes. All of my friends have seen my boobs. They've touched them. They've played with them. They're like, girls, everybody got my nudes for sure. I was like, they're too big, they're too big, they're too big. And granted, pretty much everyone, not all of my friends, but most of my friends have their boobs done and they're like, Savannah, they're not too big. You're crazy. They're not too big. They don't even look like, if you didn't tell people that you got your boobs done, it wouldn't look like you had some crazy boob job. So it's all in your head. How you see yourself is not how everyone else sees you. Granted, you're the most important person to look at yourself, but I wouldn't say that they're anything crazy, like in tight clothing. I wear pretty loose fitting clothes all the time anyway, but I don't look disproportionate by any means. And lastly, we saved the best for last. This one's great. Do you feel more confident naked, or is that a myth? Yes, you do. You definitely feel more confident naked. You feel like a freaking $1 million, especially at this point where they're starting to drop into place. They're looking more normal. They're less swollen. They look more natural. Your clothes are fitting. But yeah, when you see yourself naked in the mirror, when you get into the shower, when you get out of the shower, it's like, holy shit, that's me. Like, that's what I look like. Like, oh my gosh, I'm such a girl. Like, I'm a woman. Like, my boobs are back. It's like, there's something so feminine about having these things. I don't know what it is. But yes, it is not a myth that you feel more confident in your skin and the way that you look at yourself. That for me has been entirely true. And it's a total freaking blast, and it's exciting and it's cool and it's different. And no, that's definitely not a myth. You're gonna, go to the right surgeon, pick the right place, do all of your due diligence 1000%. If you guys don't know what to look at or look for, go back to my episode about me pre-boob job and you can get an idea of the questions that I was asking before I went in. But yeah, you're definitely going to look at things differently and you're going to have more confidence. You're going to have a better pep in your step. It's all in all, it's 10% not so great, 90% fucking fantastic. So just take that with you when you go. All right, feral friends. Well, that about wraps us up for the day. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys have more questions about this, please send them to me. Like I said, my surgeon's probably going to come on the show. So if you guys want to ask direct questions to a real plastic surgeon, and literally the one that did my breast augmentation for me, we're going to get into all the crazy, and you can feel free to ask questions. So send them in. You guys can send them in at savannahmontana.com, or you can email them to me directly at feral@savannahmontana.com. For those of you who don't already follow the show, make sure you hit like and follow at Feral the podcast across all platforms. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. That's also at Feral the podcast. If you don't follow me, you guys can follow me personally, my personal account at Savannah_Montana. Like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment below, send me your questions. If you guys have any feral confessions to make, whether it's involved with plastic surgery or anything else, make sure you submit them. You can go directly to the website at savannahmontana.com and submit your feral confessions there. I hope you guys are having a fabulous week, a feral week, a beautiful Friday, wherever you are and whatever time it is that you're listening. You know what to do in the meantime. Stay feral, and I will see you next week. Okay, love you, bye. Mwah! Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow.